So today on 6th Gen Farmer, it's going to be a little bit different. Today we're at my home away from home at South Dakota State University, where we are currently in the new Raven Precision Agriculture building, which I am super excited to show you guys because I truly do believe that the next generation of agriculture is going to be taught right here. So just a little bit of a backstory. This building has been in the efforts for a long time. I actually don't know when they finally decided to build a new building, but it was quite a while ago. I know they've been talking about it ever since I was a junior in high school, and now I'm a senior in college, so that's kind of crazy. But I'm not going to show you guys the entire building because while there's a lot of cool stuff that pertains to the future of agriculture, there's also a lot of offices and classrooms. So I'm going to show you guys all the stuff I think you guys will find interesting and all the cool stuff that I get to play with every day. So to start off, this is our new shop. This is actually only one bay, it's split into 3 bays. I'll show you guys all of them. But if you're ever in the old Ag and Biosystems Engineering building here at SDSU, you know that the shop, while it was functional, it was very limited. And this shop is amazing. First of all, freaking massive. We got these huge doors, and in this big bay in the shop, we're actually able to fit quite a bit of large machinery in. I know we had 3 large tractors from John Deere, I think it was Massey and New Holland, and then a couple weeks after that, we actually had 3 combines in here. We had S680 or S690, I don't remember, John Deere, and then a similar size New Holland encased combine. I don't remember the numbers. But it is amazing the amount of stuff that we can fit in this space. So a big limitation to teaching in South Dakota is the winter, because it's cold outside and you can't do much. So this shop is designed that we can run equipment all year long because we have all these exhaust vents all around. So even if it's not great weather outside or it's cold outside, we're able to bring equipment in here, put the exhaust vents up and run it and learn. And in this bay at the moment, we have 2 of our, I don't know, like 8 Kubotas. I think the rest of them are all outside. We have a whole fleet of them. But these Kubotas are super cool. First of all, they're all set up with Raven technology, so it has the Raven globes, the Raven monitors, and everything you'd possibly need. So this one has a sprayer controller on it. And then we also have a couple that have hydraulic units in the back to pull these 2-row planters. This is a Kinsey variant, I believe. We also have a white Acase and a John Deere one. They're outside. I would show you guys, but it's 9 o'clock at night, so it's very dark. But we actually have test plots that we go out and we use all this equipment with, which is really cool. Then we also obviously use it for training purposes. I know there's a few classes where almost every day during class, they're out driving these around, learning about the technology, learning about how it all works. Really fun. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about SDSU is having all these tools and the ability to have all this hands-on learning. And then also each bay has its own crane. So this is high bay, this one has a 3-ton crane. And if we head over here to what's called mid bay, we actually have a 5-ton crane on the ceiling that's all run right here. So we're able to move large equipment around, no problem. Now, this is probably one of my favorite bays in the entire shop because of this. If you look back here, we now have our own dyno. So it has a roller dyno and it has a PTO dyno, and you can run them both simultaneously. So in theory, you could actually simulate different loads and different pieces of equipment with this dyno. And we use the dyno a lot for equipment classes where we're learning about torque curves, efficiency curves, and just engine and tractor efficiency overall. I've been trying to convince our department head and a couple of our instructors to have a pickup night where all of us kids can bring in our trucks and put them on the dyno, but that hasn't gone over too well so far. So next to the dyno, on this wall over here, are our hydraulic training units. Now this is actually about to change because we have a dedicated room that's going to be plumbed up for hydraulics just over there. But this is the first semester in this new building, and that is basically the only room that's not done. So we did get the hydraulic trainers from the old building. Still same basic principles, same basic concepts. Still works just fine. I'm actually in this class right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. Because in agriculture, whether you decide to go back to your family farm or go work at a co-op, a dealership, a manufacturer, somewhere in industry, you're going to need to know how to diagnose hydraulic issues. And that is what that class focuses on. And then obviously, if you're an ag engineer, I'm an agricultural systems technology major for precision ag minor. If you're an ag engineer, obviously, there's more classes beyond the one that I'm in that actually teaches you about engineering and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not an engineer. And now on the other side of high bay is our Fabrication Bay. So this is a bay that has all the tools in it. Anything you'd ever need for metalworking is in here. You're also able to check out power tools. and you have a rack full of hand tools and different parts in here. Now, this is used a lot for the engineering students who are doing their senior design projects, who are in here building stuff. As you can see, someone's currently building a fly trap right now. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not a Cala guy. But it is, oh, looks like we have an axle for our quarter scale tractor team as well in here. So while this space is mainly used for the engineers and their senior design projects, if you're an AST, Agricultural Systems Technology, I'm going to use that a lot, and Prag, Precision Ag major, you're still able to come in here and use it if you have projects going on or if you're part of a club. I know the quarter scale tractor team comes in here and uses this stuff a lot. I'll get into that in a little bit. That's a really cool club. I'm actually the vice president of the AST ABE Prag Club. We use this equipment quite a bit during the spring. During our fundraiser, we have a lawnmower tune-up fundraiser. Where basically we put an ad in the radio and an ad in the paper saying, hey, we're doing this lawnmower tune-up fundraiser. We go around, we collect people's lawnmowers, we bring them in, do oil changes, filters, spark plugs, blade sharpening, you name it. And it's the fundraiser, so that way we can go on inspection trips to different manufacturers and trips to like the farm machinery show. And you notice there's actually kind of like a split level here, how the ceiling is a lot shorter right here. Right above me, I'm not going to go in there. I'm pretty sure it's locked. It's really late at night. I'm surprised I'm actually able to get in here the way it is. But above me is the wood shop, which is very similar, just has wood equipment in it. And then once again, because there's a lot of building materials in here, we have a 2-ton crane as well. So that way, if we have something heavy or we need to get something moved, we're able to do so. Or if you have something that heavy that you want to get up to the wood shop, you can use it for that too, rather than going up the stairs. Or the elevator, I guess. Now, I know I said I wasn't really going to show any classrooms, but this one classroom is really cool. So we're right across the hallway from the high bay shop, and there's doors in the back of high bay, and there's doors right here, so we can actually bring equipment into this classroom, and it's shaped like a horseshoe, so we can all sit around and look at that one piece of equipment. Now, this is also the largest classroom in the entire building, and it holds 100 people. They did that on purpose, because South Dakota State University, especially the ag department, is really focused on having a low student to teacher ratio. So the biggest class actually in the department right now is only 64 kids, and that's in like an introduction class. Once you get up into the higher level classes, like what I'm in right now, it's pretty common to have 15, 20 people per class. And this is really cool because you get a lot of student to teacher interaction. I'm actually pretty darn good friends with a lot of my professors, which makes it really fun to come to class. And we also use this classroom for student activities or club meetings. So like I said, I'm the vice president of the AST ABE Prag Club, and our goal is to connect students to industry leaders. So lots of times we'll actually invite industry leaders in. They'll talk about their company, what they do, and possible job and internship opportunities. We'll bring in pizza, and then we'll get a lot of student to industry collaboration, which actually has resulted in a lot of internships and jobs from students after they graduate. So this is my favorite classroom. This is actually where I have most of my classes. There's a lot of cool classrooms upstairs too. I know there's a lot of electronics classrooms upstairs, but to keep this video short and to the point, this is the only classroom I'm going to show you guys today in this video, but there's a lot more cool stuff coming up here. So next to the classroom I just showed you guys, and across from the Fabrication Bay in the shop, is one of my favorite rooms in the entire building, and that is the quarter scale tractor room. So quarter scale tractor is actually a national competition that a lot of colleges compete in. So basically what they do is they give you an engine and a rule book. I believe that's all they give you. Then you have to design and build a tractor from the ground up. So every year we build a new tractor from the ground up, and that's kind of what the higher classmen focus on, and then the lower classmen focus on improving the designs of the previous year's tractor. Now what's really amazing about SDSU is that most colleges, this competition is for credit. It's part of a class, kind of part of the senior design project. Here at SDSU, it's 100% student-run, club-based. Any major can be involved in it that they want. So you have your ag engineers, obviously, and then you have your AST, Precision Ag kids. I'm part of this club. I'm absolutely loving it because I'm learning how to do CAD and design work, which is something that, I mean, I can take classes for, but it's not particularly in my curriculum. So being part of this is a lot of fun, a lot of great guys. And even though it's 100% club-based, student-run, we still do very well. In fact, in 2018, we were the international champions, and then we've been runner-up for a couple of years. So a lot of fun, a lot of success in this group. And now that they're in the new building, they have their own shop, which is really cool. So just a few hours ago, we finished up one of our club meetings for the week. We just started putting up some pallet racking in this room, so hopefully we can clean it up in here a little bit and start tearing this tractor apart. It's a very cool club and a club that I am very proud to be a part of. So coming out of the quarter scale tractor room, I really haven't even shown this hallway yet. This is the most industrial looking hallway in the whole building. That's because, well, this side's all shop and this side's the one classroom, the quarter scale room. This is the, I forget what the technical name for it is. Let's say a water mechanics teaching laboratory. It's locked and dark inside, so I can't show you guys. And then here is where the fluid power room will be. And then across from all those rooms is this room, the ABE student workroom, which is where we hold a lot of our meetings for the quarter scale tractor. Obviously we have our own shop and we're working on stuff, but we're actually talking about design and working and stuff like that and having meetings. Lots of times we have it in here. So coming upstairs, there's actually still a lot left down on the main floor that I didn't show you guys, but one of the cool things I want to show you guys up here is our computer lab. So here we are in the computer lab of the Raven Precision Agricultural Center. Now you may be saying, Carson, it doesn't look like much of a computer lab. Well, that's on purpose. Remember that whole thing about teacher to student ratio that I was telling you earlier? Well, same thing here. Keep the number of computers in here pretty light. I mean, there's still quite a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12, 24 plus whatever's over there. But we're able to keep our student to teacher interactions high by limiting the number of students per class. Now, I keep saying we, I had nothing to do with this, but I really think it's a great idea. Now what's really cool is all these computers have all the programs necessary to analyze and make agricultural maps. So remember those Kubotas I was talking about earlier? So actually, when we do like variable rate planting with those Kubotas, it's made by maps in this classroom, which is pretty cool. We're actually able to import the maps from it and then make new maps based on it, put it in those Kubotas, and then go out and do variable rate planting or whatever. Now, also what's really cool is if you're a student and you have family farm data that you want to work on, you can they gladly let you bring it in here, work on it, do whatever you need to do. So in the AST major, and I think precision ag and maybe agronomy, I'm an AST student, so basically everything that I'm talking about from the perspective of an AST student. But there's 2 classes, I don't know if they're both required. I know the first one's required, the second one might be an elective, but almost every kid takes it. But there's 2 classes that are focused and based on data mapping and analysis. And I'm currently taking the second class, so the higher level class, and the equations that we have gotten into in SMS are nuts. We've done everything from variable rate fertilizer, planting, up to finding your optimal planting rate based on your average yield on a field, plus the seed price and the price of grain, and a bunch of stuff like that. And things like this are becoming more important every day, whether you're going to go back home and farm or going to industry, especially with stuff like carbon credits kind of on the horizon. This stuff, incredibly important. So walking around the upstairs here, the data mapping classroom is back there. There's a bunch of other classrooms around here. We have a soils lab right there. I would show you guys inside, but it's locked, probably for good reason. But down this hallway is a lot of student interaction places. So placed around the building are a ton of these nooks, and I will show you guys more later. But these are open at all times. If you have a group project or you just need a quiet place to study, you can gladly go in there, take one of those up. And then also across the hall right here, we have one that's actually locked, and it's open to people like club officers who want to have private meetings but be able to have a locked room. So because I'm a club officer, I'm allowed in. And then also most of these nooks have TVs. I think that's like the only one that doesn't have a TV in it, but with COVID and shipping, there's probably one coming. But this one has a TV in it. But all these TVs, you're able to access from your laptop. So if you're doing a group project and you want to just cast your laptop to the TV, they're all set up to do that, so it's super easy to do. Or if you're like me and you want to watch a quick YouTube video between classes, you can do that as well. So just down the hall from where I was is another nook. Just an example of one that has a TV, so you can set up here your group project, cast the TV, and work in peace in your own little room. So this part isn't exactly part of the educational system, but it's a really cool part of the building. This is the atrium, and I'll go down below later. But As you can see, there's very little light in here, and at night, like, it's obviously fine, like that's plenty of light to do whatever. But what's cool is during the day, it's 100% naturally lit, which sounds kind of dumb, but it's actually way easier on the eyes than regular lighting is. So come around the corner over there, I'm not gonna go over there, but that's where all the faculty offices are. There's 2 levels of it. What I haven't told you guys yet is that not only is the Ag and Biosystems Engineering department in this building, but so is the Agronomy and Plant Science and Horticulture group as well, which is really important because they used to be in separate buildings, but there's so much interaction between the 2 groups and so much class overlap, it's nice to have everyone in the same building. So over there, the offices are all split up so that it's Ag and Biosystems Engineering, then Plant Science, Agronomy, Horticulture, every other. Now this right here is one of my favorite rooms. It's called the ABE Student Reading Room, which would be Ag and Biosystems Engineering, but obviously it's open to anyone. Turn the lights on. There we go. So the old building had a reading room. It's kind of where all the students got together, interacted between classes, and did a lot of study work. So when they were building a new building, we requested that they put a reading room in the new building as well, and they delivered. This one's way bigger, has a lot more table space, and obviously, just like in all the other rooms, it has a TV that we're able to cast to for any group projects that we may be doing. Actually, my stuff's set up in here right now because before I started making this video, I was studying for a test. And after I finish this video, I gotta continue studying for a test. What's also really nice is the ABE office serves us coffee and hot chocolate every day. So I'm in here all the time. I probably drink like 5 cups of hot chocolate a day, which probably isn't good, but it tastes fantastic. So also up on this level is a lot of research laboratories for grad students and grad student offices. I'm not a grad student, I don't do any research, so I don't know a whole lot about it. Right there is a fancy Ag Eagle drone that we use in our data mapping class sometimes. What else is up here? More classrooms. So right here is probably one of the prettiest spots in the entire building, all glass windows, and you come down this really cool staircase with a cool chandelier. This is called the gallery. Now, you may be thinking, Carson, where in the heck is the furniture? I've been told that they're actually not gonna put furniture in here, they're gonna leave it open, and I kind of agree because you're able to bring in industry and have meetings and different events here. So I know in the short amount of time that we've been here, Raven actually already came up and held a presentation in here to get student and industry collaboration, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's so pretty, like look at that. Me doing this at night doesn't give it any justice. If you're in here with all the natural daylight, super nice. So where's the light switch? Oh, motion sensor. Like I said, the Agronomy, Horticulture, and Plant Science department is in this building, as well as the Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering. So these are the main offices right here and right here. And then down this hall, at the end, we have more offices like I showed you guys upstairs. And then we have like crop production laboratory and a bunch of different research laboratories and graduate student offices. So that brings me back down. Now we're on the bottom level of the atrium, where I was going to show you guys all the student collaboration spaces. So on this end, we have these 2 little kind of cutouts where students can sit between classes, work on homework. There's power outlets, Ethernet outlets, and like in all the classrooms, all the desks have power outlets as well. So if you have a lot of classes one day and your laptop's running low on battery, you can plug it in. Or if you're like me and you have a really cheap battery for crappy, or cheap laptop for crappy battery, you plug it into every classroom. Here are more nooks with TVs. Looks like we actually have someone studying right now, sorry. And then we have another nook cut out here with vending machines and a sink and cabinets and more study spaces. Here's the crop production and teaching laboratory. Once again, it's dark and it's locked, so hopefully I can get some footage of that during the day when it's open and kind of overlay it. So there we go, that concludes my tour of the Raven Precision Agricultural Building here at South Dakota State University. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I missed out on, a lot of stuff I skipped. That I just kind of showed the stuff that I deal with every day and the stuff that I thought you guys would find interesting and really pertains to the future of agriculture. Now, if you are a student looking to go to college for an agricultural related degree, definitely consider coming here. At least come here and get a tour. I'm actually an ambassador for the department, so if you come get a tour, there's a small chance that I could give you the tour, which is kind of cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I know it's a little out of the ordinary. This is my home away from home. I'm wearing my glasses for once. Kind of weird. So, appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.